What up, YouTube? It's your boy Banks, and we back in the building. You feel me? It's True Talks, cause True Talks. All right, let's get straight right into it, bruh. This shit crazy, yo. This shit is it's unbelievable. It's crazy, and it's funny how I just did a video about Kyrie opting in, and you know what I mean. And obviously, I talked about it, and I've been kind of preying and kind of understanding, just paying attention to what's been going on, right? But for the most part, you just look at it. It's just that there's a lot of things that have been happening, and I can kind of been reading, understanding the tea leaves, and just looking at what's been going on, and kind of like reading in between the lines. And for the most part, you know, so basically, if you've been following lately, and a lot of things have been transpiring, and I know a lot of y'all gonna be like, "Oh my God, Banks, here he goes. He's gonna defend KD and he's gonna defend that and whatever." I'm like, dog, it's not about that, because again, a lot of y'all, if y'all been paying attention to me, or if you've known me personally, you've known even when Kevin Durant first made the move of going to the Golden State Warriors, I was not a fan of that. I was like, "What's wrong with this man, yo?" Dog, what is that? Like, I didn't want that at all. Obviously, going to a team where they just beat you when you were up 3-1, and you're now going to the team that just beat you. The old model, the Paris in you is like, dog, you don't want to go to the team. If anything, you want to beat that team the next year and run it back. Or even if you go to a different team, whatever, it's like it's an unwritten rule that you don't really go to the team that just beat you. So understandably so. But like I said, that was me from the outside looking in, and a lot of us from the outside looking in. But when the footage showed you that in every clutch bucket, when he was with Golden State, they gave it to him, they gave it to him, they gave it to him, and he actually carried and was the savior for that team in all those moments. I was like, okay, that's not what we thought happened is not what actually happened. What happened is they actually begged and they pleaded KD to go there. So it's different context. So all that other shit don't matter anymore. You know what I'm saying? They begged you and said, "Come be the MJ, the Kobe of my team." So that was what the footage kind of highlighted and transpired. So in this situation is obviously completely different. Again, KD left Brooklyn, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, KD's leaving again and he's doing this again." Obviously, if you haven't been paying attention, he just recently, like maybe 2 hours ago, demanded a trade request from the Brooklyn Nets and said, I'm done with this shit, right? So obviously the natural reaction is, here we go again. He's doing this shit again. He's running again. And that's what obviously a lot of the people are going to run with, that narrative and stuff like that. But my IQ is higher than that to just dive into that, right? So again, in this context and in this situation, for the most part, as you could see, that basically the context is a lot of things have been transpiring before he asked for this trade request. If he just asked for this trade request, or he didn't even want to run it with Brooklyn, he wouldn't have extended for 5 years. What was it, 2 years ago or a year ago, whatever it was, right? For him to make that drastic decision before he didn't even play free agency, didn't do anything like that, to extend 5 years, clearly he was committed to the Brooklyn Nets. So something had to have changed. And that's where I've been always, if you've been following me on Twitter, I've been like, yo, what's the Nets doing, yo? As an organization, you don't flirt and kind of go against what the superstars, what they really want. It's like, imagine LeBron, wherever he was, and mans go, yo, we don't care if LeBron and whatever leaves. It don't matter. You think LeBron's going to want to sit there and win that team a ring? Or even then, if LeBron says, I want this guy, like for instance, he wanted Russell Westbrook, even though the organization wanted, what's his name, Buddy Hield. What did they do? They appealed and appeased to what LeBron wanted. Because again, it's about LeBron wanting that. You get what I'm saying? So for the most part, even if LeBron wants this guy to be here, it's okay. They're going to allow him. Okay, LeBron, we rock with you. They're not going to upset LeBron, which is what in this era, it's not old era. Remember, in this era, the superstars have a lot of pull. They have a lot of just cachet amongst the league that now they can kind of dictate what they do. It's not like the old times where the organization does everything. Don't matter what you think, my nigga. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? We don't need you, whatever. That's the old model. That doesn't happen nowadays. So you've never seen in this era, ever since LeBron went to the Heat, you've never seen in this era that a star actually is sitting there and saying, I want this guy. And they go, they bring him on board, and then now they're like, no, forget what you want. We're going sideways. Let's imagine Kawhi. Like, Kawhi is the same one who went to Los Angeles and said, I'm not going there unless you get Paul George, fam. And they did it. Like, imagine how they go, yo, we trading Paul George. Get out of here, fam. And they're going to disrespect Paul George. You disrespecting Paul George is disrespecting Kawhi. That's kind of what the sense is coming around here with the Nets. You don't really see that. Even with AD being frail, as much as he's been being frail, have they ever even thought of trading him? That's other people. Have you ever seen a man come out and say, yo, are we okay? We're losing AD and LeBron. No, because LeBron will be out the next day. So that's what's happening here. Clearly, this opt-in situation with Kyrie, the Nets owner, Joe Tsai, however you say his name, I apologize if I said it wrong. But Joe basically said, yo, enough is enough. It's me first, and y'all abide. Right? And that's what's happening. So take it in. For KD to demand a trade request and actually go to Joe himself, that normally doesn't happen. Clearly, there's actually a mutual decision here. They even said we're going to work with KD to find a destination. That doesn't happen. Normally, the player, if he really is going against what the organization wants, then that means they're going to have to like do all these reports, throw this here to force the organization to do what you want. I only want to go to the Lakers. You seen Paul George do that shit, and they sent him to OKC. You get what I'm saying? That's when you're like, okay, the organization and Paul George aren't meeting eye to eye. But when anytime an owner and a player, an owner and a player actually go and trade this person and work together to trade somebody, they're meeting eye to eye. They're mutually agreeing. So clearly, the owner says, yo, enough of all this shit. We're willing to lose KD and Kyrie. We don't care anymore. We actually don't care. We want to actually just have what we want. You get what I'm saying? So I've never, like, come on now, with these two superstars, and KD's like, they obviously feel disrespected. So clearly I read that wrong. I thought the Kyrie opt-in means it was just only Kyrie. But I think in the midst of that Kyrie decision, a lot of things were said behind closed doors. A lot of things kind of like, it rubbed KD the wrong way, rubbed Kyrie the wrong way. You never know. There's something that has happened. And I know in due time, you'll see reports come out. I'm not going to be plugged in the Matrix like everybody else and just be like, yo, my God, KD's a waste man for that. This man signed a 5-year deal. You know what I'm saying? A 5-year extension. Like, clearly he was committed. You know, the Warriors were like, yo, why you joining the Warriors? They try to force him to get out the Warriors because they're saying that's a weak move, easy rings. Now he leaves, and even when he leaves, people are like, oh, you should have stayed with Steph. Like, it's like, dog, what do you want from me? So clearly he's not a guy that's going to just leave Brooklyn easily when he's trying to fix, he's trying to win a ring a different way. That's why he left Golden State, or he would have four-peated and stayed with there and built a dynasty. But for the most part, again, like I said, there's something going on here. From me just looking at it, reading in between the lines, I think that in this, because remember, Kyrie also said, I want to stay in Brooklyn. Like, he was trying to let them be known. But I think with the whole part-time thing, with the whole, all this confusion, all this thing happening to Harden, people literally have forgot that Harden was there. Right? And then now this nigga just left. Something is going on. Maybe Harden also was like, I can see something. Maybe I'm out too. Maybe how they dealt the Harden thing, they maybe upset KD in that situation. Like, there's something going on that, like, if you've never seen an organization in a span of like, 6-7 months drastically move like this. Ben Simmons now comes, and then they're like the whole, oh, is he going to play? Is he not going to play? The organization is saying one thing. Ben Simmons is saying one thing. They're trying to force him to play. And then now KD's like, yo, you left me out here to die, fam? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's something going on here. So maybe KD's like, yo, I think that KD's literally like, yo, y'all have been disrespecting not only Kyrie, but you also been disrespecting me, whether it's by association, whatever the case is, that like, I'm not going to put my blood, sweat, and tears, risk injuries, do all this thing, and win you a ring. But when you win a ring for an organization, yes, the players win a ring, but we can go deeper where like what that means for the owners, the profit, all of the stuff what it means. I'm not going to nice you when you've been disrespecting, saying you're willing. Like, when you put a statement out there, maybe to other guys, when you put a statement out there, we're willing to lose KD and Kyrie, we don't care. Maybe other players, they might look past that and be like, whatever. At the end of the day, it's my best win to win a chip. I'm gonna do it. But guys like KD and Kyrie, they're not the normal guys. If you go, especially Kyrie, KD, if you go actually like disrespect them like that, it's the same. And I think that's the reason why he left Golden State too. The owners, where they're like, yo, we want you to play. No, did it. And he felt like he had to force it. And then they tried to shift it. And you've seen him talk about it too, where KD talked about you shifting the injury. You're shifting the focus, making it seem like I was a bad teammate with the Warriors. Because I didn't want to sign a deal, I was the guy that was kind of creating division with the Warriors, when that was never the case. Which is why I'm not going to stay here and win a ring for you no more, when y'all are literally turning your back on me and capping to the media, making it seem like I was a I was literally I was a cancer in this locker room when that wasn't the case. And the owner, everyone kind of put the blame on KD. So you could see that's why I already knew that KD's not re-signing there. You think you think these type of dons, this new era type of dons, you gonna shit on them and they gonna win you a ring, fam? That's the old ways. LeBron, KD, all those guys aren't gonna do that shit. You get what I'm saying? So, like, if take it in, if LeBron never had a loyalty to the Cavs in terms of like, I was born there, you think with that owner saying all that shit, LeBron would have went back? You know what I'm saying? He literally said, okay, I forget what the owner said. I'm going to put that shit to the side. I'm only coming here because I owe it to Cleveland because I'm from there. I always wanted to do that as like a kid. That's why he won them one and he didn't stay there to win the multiple. I'm out, fam. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when I see it from that perspective, I can understand why KD is requesting a trade. Doesn't mean I wanted it. I wanted him to win a ring in Brooklyn and shut every man up. You know what I'm saying? From an individual standpoint. But it's not about my individual standpoint. It's about just reading and assessing everything. So when I look at it from that perspective, man, it's just, dog, this is shocking. It's shocking to me, too, because I thought it was actually Cap. You know what I'm saying? Like him trying to, like, be out. But I think something, like, whether, you know, they said you bitch ass man or what, they said something happened, yo. Something happened behind the closed doors. Someone was disrespectful. Something happened for him to be like, yo, I'm out, and actually go to the owner in his face and sit down and say, I'm out, fam. And then now they're working a deal together to get the best thing, because literally the organization is like, you know what? We don't even care. If we trade KD, we can actually we rather trade him somewhere because he has 4-year, 5-year on his deal. It's not like we're going to trade him and we might get Fugazi things back for him because it's a 1-year deal. People aren't going to want to give the world for him. This is the benefit for the Nets as well, too, where they're looking at it as if we trade KD, we're going to get the world for him because you're getting KD on a 4-year deal. You're not getting a 1-year KD, a 2-year KD. You're getting a 4-year KD. So you might see 10 picks. You might see some recklessness. And the Nets are like, yo, let's build through the draft. Let's take this opportunity. Enough of this shit. So clearly the organization went with the motto as forget the players. We're the ones, which is Cap. You're not the ones, the players are. But whatever. We're the ones, forget the players, and we're going to move by that. They're going to ship Kyrie, they're going to ship KD, and the Nets is done just like that, and Ben Simmons is just left there. You know what I'm saying? So, like, dog, I don't know what direction they're going to go. You're seeing, obviously, targeted destinations is he obviously wants to be with D-Book and CP3, clearly. That's a perfect fit. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the Heat is another. There's bare perfect. Anywhere's a perfect fit for KD, basically, because Damian Lillard as well too. So we'll see where things go. That'll be a different video. But I just wanted to highlight and focus on, like, we have to read at this. We have too much information now in this era to just focus on this guy wanted to trade. What's wrong with this guy? We have to actually assess things, and you know what I mean. Like, let's actually forget bias is everything. Let's look at what is transpiring. And the Nets clearly said, "F you, KD and Kyrie. Enough is enough." And so something happened. It'll come out in due time. Something had to have happened. There's no way a man extends and then wants out. That don't even make sense. Anyways, you know what I mean? So we'll see. It's True Talks. Share, like, and subscribe. That's an urgent video. You know what I'm saying? We had to do right away. So again, we're gonna be talking. I feel like something's gonna happen in the next couple of days. Maybe it doesn't happen. I don't think he's gonna be there before the season. Like, it's too you don't want to wait this out and then the Nets get less. You know what I'm saying? They're going to probably do this right away, get rid of Kyrie right away, and have a fresh season. Like, they're clearly tired of whatever they're tired of. So it'll come out. You already know. Like I said, pay attention. Share, like, and subscribe. Click my notification button. Also, too, click my profile link below to follow me on my other social media platforms, Twitter, IG as well, too. You already know what it is. We out here. There's no doubt here, and there's no drought here. You feel me? I have some fans in the background watching. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Dude, it is what it is, yo. I appreciate y'all, man. You already know. And I'm out, man.